Hello, my name is Beverly with the Casita Chattahoochee County Public Library, and today we are going to be reading you a story based on dragons. Our theme for summer reading is called Imagine Your Story. You can sign up for summer reading online, and at our specific library here in Casita, we do have a few children's books that are dragon themed. Sail Away Dragon is one. We also have Dear Dragon. It's a newer book that we've got in recently. And then the book I'm reading today is called The Library Dragon. After the book is read, we will have a short craft that you can do at home to go along with the story. So I hope you enjoy. This is The Library Dragon by Carmen Agra Didi. Sunrise Elementary School had a big problem. The new librarian, Miss Lotta Scales, was a real dragon. Miss Lotta Scales was hired to guard the library, and she took her job seriously. Hundreds of new, clean books replaced the old, smudged ones. These shining gems neatly lined the shelves of her library layer in perfect order. Number 398.2s in the 500s, and absolutely no fiction among the biographies. She kept a fiery eye out to make sure no one removed any books from the shelves. Her motto was, a place for everything, and that's where it stays. And the very thought of sticky little fingers touching and clutching, pawing and clawing, smearing and tearing her precious books just made her hot under the collar. Miss Scales thought that the way some books spread an unfounded fear of dragons was positively inflammatory. Books that depict cruelty to dragons should never have been published in the first place. She got so fired up about this, she didn't just discard the books she didn't like, she incinerated them. The kids watched in awe. Well, that settles it, whispered Albert Hoops. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and that Miss Scales is a real dragon, all right. Not surprisingly, the kids at Sunrise Elementary School began to dread Library Day. It wasn't long before the teachers stopped sending the children to the library. They kept coming back singed. First, the principal tried to reason with Miss Scales, but his plan backfired. Instead of cooling her down, he just fanned the flames. And finally, don't forget who does the hiring, Miss Scales, sputtered the principal. Oh, really? And who does the firing? Asked Miss Scales, with a glare and flare that caught his tie on fire. Now cut that out, said the principal as he waved the smoke out of his face. No smoking in the library, Miss Lotta Scales said dryly. The principal fumed. The teachers were incensed. Worst of all, the children had missed reading and story time for weeks, and their grades were going up in smoke. So the teachers formed a delegation, and after a trip to the cafeteria kitchen to fortify themselves, they paid a visit to Miss Scales. Miss Lotta Scales smoldered as she listened to sweet Miss Lemon, the kindergarten teacher. And most importantly, Miss Scales, the dear children missed Storytime. Storytime, schmorytime, blew Miss Lotta Scales. Why, if I let the children touch these books with their gooey fingers and snotty noses, this library wouldn't last a week. And she stared so furiously at the teachers that they drew down their weapons and clanged out, all except Miss Lemon. You know, Miss Scales, we all love the books as much as you do, but the library belongs to the children. Good night, Miss Lemon, you slay me, cracked Miss Scales. Why, the idea of story time is simply medieval. Emergency, dragons. Now the myth, and the mystery. Speaker, Sir White Knight. As usual, the dragon had the last word. That Miss Lemon is a real spitfire, chuckled Miss Scales. But she had spewed so much smoke and fire at sweet Miss Lemon that she had to lie down for a nap. She was really dragon. In fact, she was burned out. Being a library dragon can be such a lonely job, she mumbled sadly to herself as she heaved a mighty sigh and closed her scaly lids. It was at that very moment that Molly Brickmeyer accidentally wandered into the library. Molly was on a quest. She had lost her glasses and couldn't see a thing without them, unless it was right under her nose. She stumbled into a bookshelf and a book fell on her lap. She never saw the sign that read, "Do not touch the books, for display only." It was over her head, so she held this one right under her nose and began to read out loud. First, a class of second graders in line for the water fountain heard her and tiptoed in to listen. Then the fourth graders, outside playing kickball, heard a story being read and crowded around the windows. "Speak up," someone said. Molly Brickmeyer spoke up. Word of story time in the library spread like wildfire at Sunrise Elementary School. Everyone was listening, even the library dragon, and her ears were burning. Slowly, Miss Lotta Scales rose up from behind a bookshelf and looked at the boys and girls huddled around Molly. She'd never seen anything quite like it. The children looked like they belonged here. "I love you, Miss Snuff," Molly read on as all the children listened. "Give me that book," Molly Brickmeyer roared Miss Scales. Molly held the book cheerfully toward the scaly blur. Miss Lotta Scales took the book and eyed it suspiciously as it hung from her claw. First she sniffed it, then she checked the spine for cracks, then she checked each page for stains and smudges. Finally, Miss Scales looked around at the children and cleared the smoke from her throat. "Now, where were we? Why, yes, I love you, Snuff." At first, the children were too nervous to listen, but when Molly Brickmeyer climbed up onto Miss Lotta Scales' lap and didn't get scorched, they relaxed. "You're warm," whispered Molly. "Don't interrupt," Miss Scales crackled. Everyone was listening so intently that they almost missed it. As she read, Miss Lotta Scales' scales began to fall on the linoleum floor with a clickety-clack, 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 until all that was left of Miss Lottie, librarian and storyteller, sitting on a mountain of yellow, green, and purple scales with Molly Brickmeyer, dragon slayer extraordinaire, on her lap. The rest of the children warmed up to Miss Lottie right away. The changes in Miss Lottie's new kid-friendly library were hard to miss. Not surprisingly, the kids at Sunrise Elementary School began to love the library. Miss Lottie's transformation, however, was not complete. It says, "Mind your library manners and happy reading. Open books mean open minds." But then, every librarian needs to be a little bit of a dragon, or else, who would guard the books? In the end. Hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.
Hi, my name is Molly. I'm from the Casita Chattahoochee Valley Public Library, and today we are going to make a dragon craft. So it goes along with the book we just read, The Library Dragon. So this is a craft that goes along with that book. Alright, so we have supplies here. If you come to the Casita Chattahoochee Valley Library, we have little baggies that have supplies in them that you can use, or you can use supplies that are just around your house. It works both ways. So the first thing you're going to need is a toilet paper roll. You're going to wrap the construction paper around the toilet paper roll. You can glue the toilet paper roll and then wrap it. I'm just going to tape today. I'm going to use the tape. If you want it to be a little bit more sturdy, you probably should glue it. So I just wrapped it around. And I'm going to take my tape. I'm going to tape both sides. And I also have directions here that if you come to our library, you can see the directions and follow them along. So you're going to tape it. And then the next thing is you're going to glue these two pom-poms on one side of the toilet paper roll. These are going to be your eyes. And if you have stick glue, that works, but really this liquid glue is better. Stick it on one side of the toilet paper roll, the back side. And I would hold it for just a little bit so that it stays on there. They're going to be your eyes. And then, if you have the little eyes at home, that you can use those, but if you come here, we have little sticky eyes. And you're going to stick them to the little pom-poms. You can see our dragon starting to form a little bit there. And then we're going to stick these smaller ones on the other end for the little nose. And finally, you're going to tape the little paper that it's going to look like fire that's breathing out of the dragon's mouth. I'm just going to glue on the end of the paper and then stick it to where the mouth would be on the dragon. Alright, and here we have it. We have a little dragon. You can see the fire coming out, and you can blow into it if you want. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
We are springing into summer learning at the Chattahoochee Valley Libraries, and the program you just attended is one of the ways you can earn completions. Just go to cvlga.org and look for Spring into Summer Learning. You can register yourself and your family online, and then start reading and attending our online events. That's all you have to do. We're giving away weekly gift certificates, and every completion you make enters you into a grand prize drawing for tablets, games, gifts, and more. Remember, you have to register to win. cvlga.org, and we'll see you online again real soon.